Hello, my LinkedIn lovelies. I am so sorry I'm 2 minutes late. I totally got punked by StreamYard. You should have seen me freaking out in the background, pushing buttons and trying to make things work. We have got such a show for you today. We're going to be talking about how to engineer your celebrity like a boss because it's a time in the world where it's just kind of full of the dumbasses. And so we're going to talk about how to get around all that. We got Lonnee Rey in the studio. She is an author, she is a TV show guest, she's a podcaster, she's a ghostwriter, and she's all about the who. That is you behind the what that you do. So her special skill is all about engineering celebrity. And that's not all fluff. It's not all smoke and mirrors. It's not all about branding. This is like some really deep stuff. And we're going to do a lot of introspection and we're going to make some magic and some beauty and some glory happen today. So we're going to talk about avoiding the derailment of the dumbasses that, will drag you down. We're going to get rid of the stupidness of others. And Lonnee has been featured on the Tyra Banks show. She's been on Steve Harvey. And she is the author of How to Deal with a Dumbass. And she also has helped dozens of first time authors basically publish their gutter to great story, making it easier to position themselves as authorities in their field of expertise. Now I'm going to click on a few buttons and let's see if we can get this going. Lonnee Rey, how are you?
I'm so good. I got goosebumps and it's hot in here. Come on.
What? What? Oh my gosh. That's you generating that heat.
I'm
That
so
is
excited.
you. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am going to go ahead and see. We've already got comments popping up, girl. Let's see who's
Oh
here.
boy.
Dr. Noopy, thank you so much for joining us. Let us know in the comments, folks, where you are coming from, where you're sitting at, if you're having some coffee, if you're having a matcha. What is it that you're drinking? Are you eating breakfast? Are you eating dinner? Let us know what you're eating as well. We have Harshad. I'm not, I am doing a first. I'm not drinking a keto coffee or a tea, so you won't see me sucking down anything with a straw. But we do have Dr. Noopy also saying woohoo to Lonnee Rey. Now, Lonnee and Dr. Noopy, are you guys connected already?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got a
We were
girlfriend.
connected at birth. We just figured it out the other day though.
Sister from another mister.
Yes.
Peter Hammer is here. He's here in studio. He's just in another room. He's going to be monitoring the comments. Super excited for this. We got Penny Sprague coming to us from Dallas. Penny, it's so nice to see you. And guys, if you're not connected to Lonnee, send her a connection request. She is hilarious. She is amazing. Love her. We got Josephine Obani. I wish the emojis would show up. I don't get that. Dr. Noopy, LinkedIn user. Paula, oh, I'm so glad you wrote that. You're from Chi Town. Paula, I used to live in Chi Town. I absolutely loved it, but I was like in the Lincoln Park West area, right across the street from the Lincoln Park Zoo. I think it's fabulous that you're there. I hope you are getting out and about and it's not snowy and gross.
Right.
Can I see your name? Yes, we can. Yes, we're looking forward to having you. Let's see who else. Peter L. Hammer's got goosebumps. Peter, you never get goosebumps, even when
Oh, that's what
grown
I
men.
said.
I know. Oh, so sweet. What Peter does, folks, I mean, he works, for as a peak performance strategist, but he's also an Olympic level wrestler trying to make the Olympics. And so what he does is he folds clothes with men still in them. And so I'm shocked that he's singing. He has goosebumps. JD Gershbein. Oh, Gershbein. Yes, I'm so happy. Look at you. You're the coolest cat ever. Charles Caldwell is coming to us from Hong Kong. Lonnee Ray's losing it. Bob Feathers, you're supposed to be driving. Be careful. Boston is in the house. HRM Hakan. So glad to see you. He is coming to us from Scandinavia, folks. It's got to be getting into the afternoon there. Um, who am I missing? Yes, Paula, Lonnee is amazing and so full of heart. Full of heart, full of laughs. We're going to be cackling together.
I'm just
Penny
full
has
of it.
finished. I know. Penny has finished breakfast. Guys, I'm trying to hit up every comment and you guys are coming at me so fast. If I miss one, I am so sorry. I've been on that other end going, I have posted 10 times trying to support. My comment's not coming up. Hello from Guatemala. Hello, hello, Dimitri.
Oh,
Let's see.
Dimitri.
What the fizz tingles? Top to toe fizz tingles. I'm stealing that. I'll attribute, though. I always attribute, always attribute. Yes, folding clothes with people in them. Adjusting the departure time. Did you hear this? Lonnie Bob adjusted his departure time just to watch the show.
Oh, thanks, Bob.
You, Bob. Oh
You
my
sweetheart.
gosh. I'm gonna start crying, and we haven't even gotten to the deep stuff. For Olivia. Good morning, Rick Melton. Yes, Lonnie does have a cackle. Cackle, cackle. Everybody's got fizz essence and fizz tingles. We won't go to what fizz tingles could also mean, but anyway. Hello from Rio, Will Sullivan. We love
Oh,
you.
goodness.
Thank you for being here, Dr. Fizz Pop Giddy Pants. Oh my gosh, we need to have different hashtags going on as Lonnie. These are the truth bombs, man. Fizz tingles, fizz pop, giddy pants. All right,
Oh, goodness.
let's get it. I'm not crying. You're crying. I saw that, Bob. I saw that, Bob. Okay. All right, Lonnie. Everybody's probably wondering what in the bloody heck does engineering celebrity mean? And I know I'm dying to know what that means because it's such a more extravagant, probably more accurate way of saying branding. So tell us.
Well, actually, for me in my field, I it's reverse engineering where somebody wants to be. And so whenever I interview a client for their book, I want their big picture, not what the story should be about, but what do you want the story to do for you? So that's the top up here. And then we're starting down here at the base and reverse engineering their celebrity to get here. And so I take into consideration, do you want to be a speaker? Are you looking to be a coach? Do you want to be on podcast? What do you want? What do you want to do with this? Because the book is a foundational piece,
Mhm,
and I'm going to help them to craft their message in a way that speaks to their avatar and
mhm.
appeals to their audience. But it's all about engineering that brand. That I guess is the thing, but it's branditude. It's their branditude. Branded, yeah,
That is a writer downer, people. Put that in the comments. Branditude.
branditude, yeah. It is how you engineer your celebrity. It's your brand, it's your attitude, it's your personality. It's how does it show up? I had somebody tell me they were reading my dumbass book, and they were like, I love saying that, right? It's so fun. And he said, it's got your personality all over it. And he's going to be my client. And I'm like, look, I will write your book differently. I promise. I'll echo your voice because we're engineering your celebrity, not mine. So it really has to do again with the big picture, working backwards from here. Where do you want to be? So, what happens often with a client, a would-be writer, is all they can see is the book, and there's so much more. And so I bring that to them and say, okay, look, there's all these other pieces. Now let's put that together over here and figure it out from here. There you go.
So, do you think that that's the primary source of inaction or distraction or paralysis of analysis when people first come to you? Because I know I was just dealing with that with getting our trademark, right? I knew it was the next step and I just got paralyzed just thinking about it. So, what do you think the primary source of maybe distraction might be for anybody who's thinking about where do I go? Oh, it's a book. Now, what do I do? And then all of a sudden, you know,
Well, as far as your trademark jitters go, we'll talk about that off camera. But
Oh,
I've worked
I
with
I moved forward, but
okay,
yeah, there was a
okay.
moment of,
It's a big step. And one of the things that we like to tell our authors is guard your heart, because there's going to be people that kick rocks. That's what they do. And they will distract you. They will discourage. They will not encourage. Let's just say they're not natural cheerleaders like some of the people we know. And so it isn't, what's wrong with you? It's who is wrong? Who's wrong with you? It might be that these are not the best people to let in on your world, because they will pull you down. A lot of people think about that crab pot theory and they're like, yeah, no, you need to be at our level. You know what the
yeah.
truth is about that? Actually, the deal with the crab pot theory is one of them's getting out and the rest of them want to get out too. They're not trying to pull them back in. They're trying to get out too. They're like, hey, I'm going to use you as a stepladder.
Yeah.
And so that's really what's going on with the crab pot theory. But with people, it's typically that they're uncomfortable with advancements that are being made. They don't. A lot of people aren't comfortable with the unknown, and it takes a lot of courage to stand out with your brand out, to live authentically in what I call your big yes. That's that thing that can defy logic, look crazy to other people, but it's calling for you. It is for you, and there'll be a way to do it. So
Absolutely. No, and you're absolutely right about the crab pot. There's those they're tugging not so much to keep you down, but
correct.
to use you as the ladder to get out.
Yes.
Narcissists, social climbers, dumb prince and his stupid wife. Um, but there are a few, the narcissists out there who don't want to see you do better than them, and they'll heap hot coals in any which way they can. And so I think it's a yes and with what you're saying, possibly. I
I've you if I could say it, it'd be good. In my book, I did not even approach narcissists,
Uh-huh.
because they are definitely sort of a mental illness thing going on,
Mm, mhm,
and they do get their power by draining yours.
mhm.
What I've done with the book is I've cited personality traits to look out for. And a narcissist is a whole, like, it's a breed, and there's only 5% of them in the population, but they're everywhere, right?
Right.
What I've looked for are traits that almost anybody could exhibit, that if you don't notice it right away and you invite them in, hey, have a seat on the couch, they might just leave mud on the floor. They might track all over your life. And you can see it before you give them your address, so to speak, if you know what to look for. So,
Mhm.
figure out who's going to become a problem or trouble before they become your problem is really where it's at. So, um, those kind of people um, may not be supportive, or they may, but they still have some stuff going on. I have a friend who she's got so much drama going on. I just had to say, look, the juice is not worth the squeeze. I can't.
People, write that down. The juice is not worth the squeeze.
Unfortunately, yeah,
I mean, unfortunately for her, but what a word for the rest of us. When we have to get real about how we're going to deal with a quote dumb ass, we have to get real in talking to ourselves and saying things like the juice is not worth the squeeze.
yep.
I
Yeah.
I, you don't get simpler than that. I mean, that is some wisdom. You're basically like Marcia Twain.
So, what I don't know who Marcia Twain is. Maybe I
Well,
should.
it's like the female of Mark Twain. I should have called you Marquita Twain. There.
Okay.
So, I wanted to kind of touch on getting back to center.
Yeah.
You know, and I know not just when we get derailed by a dumbass, but this book that you wrote, How to Deal with a Dumbass. I know I'm seeing many glowing reviews. And I know you kind of wrote it possibly with young adults in mind, but I really think it's for everyone.
It
Um,
is.
tell me about, please, if you don't mind sharing, how this book came about, because I noticed you were gone off of LinkedIn for a little bit. And I would go back to check, has she posted anything? I want to drive traffic to the post. I don't see her. Okay. She's probably busy. And out of that time away from the platform came this book. Talk to us about that, because you seem to have loads of wisdom on this topic. And I think it's really important to share what the genesis of that was.
Thank you, Erica. Um, well, let's see. So it kind of started out with listening to the manifesting teachers who say, name it, claim it, make it so. Or, Abraham Hicks is like, think about the thing you want and then go have fun. So that's a piece of it. And what I was noticing is that people weren't having fun. In fact, we were all freaking out in the world,
Mhm,
for the last couple
mhm,
of years. And so the having a fun part, no, actually they were falling off the cliff by being stressed out about how to manifest the things that they want and need. And I thought, well, what can I do to help? And I know the power of a great question. You want to ask the question that you want the answer to. And that
mhm.
is, how can I have more fun today than I ever thought possible?
Mhm.
and your brain will go and answer that. So it's effortless. It works. It works. It works. Just it works. So there's that piece. But the other part was how much I needed that when I started to dive into the the darkness that was, the cloud that was becoming evident to me, where I was living in ignorance, which I guess is bliss. I had no idea how bad things really were out in the world.
Mhm.
I trusted mainstream media. I trusted politicians. I was dumb. Okay. I didn't know better.
Mhm.
And I learned because I'm a research hound, what's really going on. And there's a clown parade on the global stage. And I, I had to develop a way to process what I was seeing. And even on a local level, like down the hall, there was some real nut jobs. And it's true that, seriously, like, really. Um, anyway,
Mhm.
the two words that I just, the two word response, oh, okay, it has become automatic. And so I found that was really, really important in observing what's going on and just going, oh, okay, it's like that, huh? You don't have to say it out loud. And there's a lot of ways you can use your inflection on that, like, oh, okay. But whatever it is that you're seeing, just, oh, okay, it's like that, huh? That way you become like Teflon, and this thing will just keep on rolling past you, because what we resist persists, right?
Mhm.
So what we want to do is figure out a way to observe dumbasses on parade, whether it's local or global, and just go, oh, okay, that's how it is, huh? Oh, okay. Now what?
Lonnee, there was a song, I think, in our childhood, and I heard it rolling in my head, "Dumbasses on Parade." Anyway, there were so many writer downers in there, people. Whatever you caught, write it down. There were so many of them. No, it's I have to gather myself because you said so much in just that little segment of, yes, it's like gray rock. And I don't know if anybody reads sign language, but there it is. Okay, people, that's what it comes down to.
What was that?
the
Gang
W
signs from?
the WEF. Okay.
Oh boy, that's a,
But
oh
we're
boy.
yeah, that's
Ugh.
all the darkness going on.
Yeah,
So
it is.
yeah, you and I are going to have a chat,
Yeah,
because
we will.
I personally believe conspiracy theory is code for spoiler alert. So,
Yeah, yeah, it is.
so going back, we were all, and I think there's still a lot of us struggling with, it could be resentment, it could be bitterness, it could be disbelief. There's a lot of negative energy coming out of all of this, at a global scale, where a lot of it is all tied together, whether we see it or not. And so you're coming out, you're going in, and you're coming back out.
Yeah.
And so how surely that was a trigger in and of itself. I mean, did it start there with like the lockdowns, or does this go deeper?
Oh no. I've had a lifetime of being a dumbass myself. That's why I'm the expert on the book. Are you kidding me?
I'm
I
there
didn't
with
know.
you.
I got this, man. I'm the poster child for what not to do. And as a result, I've learned what to do. And so I've come back to offer some shortcuts so you can avoid the pitfalls and potholes I fell in, and not befriend the wrong people who are eventually going to, not have your back. They'll just, like the stick man, they'll take the back out, just like, I got your back. It's
Mhm.
in the book. Anyway, the personal experiences that I've had are part and parcel of why I wrote it. Here's the other thing that was really important is, as I was writing this book, and we have to really manage our vibe. I mean, taking all this stuff in, it's mind blowing. Literally, if you really look at what's going on for what it is. And so the goal is to, oh, okay, oh, I see it, okay, and not let it become the fabric of your being. But while I was writing this book, one of the people that kind of bothered me a little bit started again. It's like she was drawn to my front door. I mean, seriously, she came out of the woodwork. It's like, is somebody telling her that I'm writing this book? And she's like, in it. Like, because honestly, she showed up in ways that were so big. She gave me one of the letters. Report is one of the letters of aware. I use the acronym aware for the 5 types of dumbasses or traits to look for. And report is one of the actions you take, and I had to literally report her to the police so that she could be evicted. And what I have found that is a lot of people are too weak-willed or willfully ignorant or whatever it is to take action. And so this stuff it continues, doesn't it? If we don't stop a freight train, it's going to hit the wall.
Mhm.
So I was forced to take action severely on this person who found it, I guess, fun to just annoy the crap out of me. And she just did it all the time. And I she insisted she was a dumbass. I tried to encourage her. I'm like, look, you can do better in life. Surely you can. And she said, really loud, she bangs on the piano. She goes, God made me a dumbass. That's who I am. And I was like, oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay. Sometimes you just have to meet people where they're at. But that falls under, is my mic on? Good. I was coughing like crazy because of all the, when you laugh and you get that phlegm and that, yeah, that was me. What what strikes me is she's one of those people who straight up believe people when they tell you who they are.
Yes. Yes, that's absolutely true.
That was
That's
such a blessing that she just straight up said, "Yes, I'm a dumbass."
finally,
Okay,
yeah.
bye. This is my Teflon. This is my gray rock. Everything now, it's like where you say, "Oh, okay." I say, "Oh, that's interesting." No emotion, no nothing. They can get no fuel from you. There's a writer Danner. Don't fuel the dumbasses.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
oh
Don't
wow.
feed the animals, for sure.
Yes. I saw a comment up here and I wanted to let me see if I can find it. If I can't find it, there it is. Paula, did you mean the process will make you woke or awake? Because those are
Whoa.
two totally different things.
No, you need to
Yeah.
wake up.
Yeah.
No, it's awake. You wanna be
Yeah.
aware and awake and taking action.
Yes. We
Absolutely.
got dumbasses on parade all in the comments. This is so funny. Bob Feathers, no, it was not WTF. It was WEF.
Yeah, that's
Did I actually throw up a T? That's embarrassing. But they are the WTF when you think about it, everything about them. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Let me just hit a couple. Dr. Noopy, focus, breathe. Yes, yes, yes. In my country, Hakan is saying, of the blind, the one eyed woman is queen or king. That is deep. That is deep.
Yeah, it's not what it means here.
Yeah, no, it's not. Devin
Mm.
James is here to support you, Lonnee Ray.
You got up early, brother man. Thank
Yeah, he
you.
did. He doesn't get up early for me. He did it for you. Wait a minute. I just saw somebody swear. Where is that? It's the experiences that make us. That's funny. Oh my God, she does love her acronyms. We got writer downers. We're going to get back to that aware because I am dying to find out what the AWA and the E are now that we know the R is for report.
Well, if I give away all of them, nobody will read my book, right? Come on now. No.
Okay.
No, I
Reporting them.
really do wanna
Reporting them
cover
is
some of
good.
these. I'm glad you brought it up.
Well, don't give away the secret
I'm okay
ingredient.
with
How's
giving it
that?
away. There's
Okay.
so much in the book. There really is. Look, we let's start at the top. Asleep at the wheel. Those people, they might be the ones in traffic that, you're like, "What the heck? WTF?" "What is that person doing?" They're asleep at the wheel. That's like literal. In East Tennessee, we have people who tailgate so badly, you can't even see their car. Like, it's like I'm like, "You dumbass, stop."
I've driven in the Knoxville area. I know what you're talking about.
It's terrible.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, those are some obvious kinds of dumbasses that but the neighbor I was talking about, she literally had her tire was doing this on the freeway, and she decided to take the car out again anyway, after coming home safely and having a couple of drinks, and then got in the car, and then the wheel literally out here, fell off the car and bounced into the neighbor's yard it took down one of his lawn gnomes and landed in his lap. Like
That's
this.
kind of dangerous depending on which way the gnome landed. I mean,
A tire down the road. I mean, if you you know if you the reason I bring this up is because if we keep giving people hall passes, oh, they don't know any, oh, their IQ is low, oh, they are having a bad day, whatever it is. Imagine being a passenger in her car, and you're on the highway and the wheel falls off. Like, you could die. So being aware of these people, and then the W is weak-willed. I've seen it, and oh, they're the go along to get along type. They're just so nice. And that's wonderful. But they will never have your back. They will. They won't. They will throw you under the bus. They will be the kind that will just be quiet, back away, and you can't count on them, but they'll do some dumb stuff back there because they're, or if you need their support, like, could you help me report this idiot down the hall? And then other neighbors, they won't do it. Nobody will be a stand-up guy, which is the whole point of the book. We want to find stand-up guys that we can trust to have in the foxhole with us,
Mhm. And I think, speaking of that, being aware of what the definition of nice is,
Yeah.
right? And I say that, I had an ex-husband, and in my mind, as I was going through the divorce, I kept trying to say, as I was in counseling with one of my church mentors, they
Yeah.
paired me up with a senior member who was female, to help walk me through all of that because the
Mm.
church was basically saying, no, it is time to sign the divorce papers. His heart is hardened. We we actually are on board with you doing this. But prior to that,
Wow.
I kept saying, "Oh, but he's a nice guy." And she was like, "Nice guys don't do this."
Right.
And I had to have that wake up moment of
Yep.
what is the definition of nice?
Yep. Yep. You really have to recognize what you're dealing with, and ask yourself, more or less, do I want more or less?
Mhm.
And then move your feet accordingly, because do you want somebody standing over your shoulder? I hope you'll change. You need to change for me. No, you got to accept people as is, as they show up. Do you like, does this work for you or doesn't it? It's not a judgmental thing. It's using good judgment. And we will make excuses for people we love.
We do. And it's you hear it so many times, people say, "Oh, we're not supposed to judge." Hey, there is a difference between judgment and discernment.
Bingo. Judgmentalism is putting somebody down, another person up. Discernment is everything. It's what we need now. It's based in good judgment. And often good judgment comes from experience using bad judgment. That's why I wrote this book. Use me. Use what I did and learn, so you don't have to go through the scrapes and the bumps from making mistakes. It's avoidable.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Apathetic is another one in the AWARE acronym.
Is
And those are
it?
really dangerous. Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Apathy is, those people have nothing to lose. And when you're around somebody who has nothing to lose, they do not care about you. They do not care about anybody. That's somebody swinging a cat by the tail. And you got to watch out for them. They are dangerous. And they can be disguised as your buddy. But, when push comes to shove, they are not going to be in your corner. And that's really what we need to do now, is recognize who's strong enough to stand up with you
Mhm.
and not stand behind you and push you down. Apathetic people we see it in the public arena, right? They don't give a damn. And their interests are obviously self-interest and profiting off the backs of others. But in our lives, we can run into people that are just, and it's really hard, especially in business. Erika, I had this happen recently where clearly the person that I was feeding, like, this is good for you, this is a job, this is an opportunity to be on stage, this is perfect for your business, good for you, like, I wasn't looking for a lollipop, man. But right, but the lack of response coming back, right down to not even thanks for thinking of me, it wasn't there.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
don't care. They're gonna take, sure, I'll take the lead, sure, I'll go do the thing, yep. They don't care. And you have to ask if you want more or less of this, and survey says, I want less. But I have to work alongside some people like that, and we all do. And so really the best thing we could do is, oh, okay, it's like that, huh? And you have to remember that that's what you're working with, because skunk spray, that's what they do. They're born that way. They have a tail, look for the telltale signs, with white stripes, right? And then go the
Writer
other
downer.
way.
Writer downer, folks. Skunk spray.
It's what they do.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm Jennifer Lacey. Thank you for joining us. Whoa, how many of the issues we deal with are self inflicted because we have followed behind them and fixed their messes? Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Yep.
dumbasses are really good about, you know,
Yep.
drawing us in. Yeah, it's just what you were saying. The juice is not worth the squeeze.
Yep.
What is this? How do you report an annoying person? Welfare check or 5150? It's all of that, man. I'm a big believer in and Lonnie, I'm sure you've got even better techniques. I am a big believer that once you have moved to, oh, that's interesting, you just ghost. You don't owe any other explanation. You don't have to return a call. You go no contact. You go GOSO, which is get out, stay out. And you don't ever go back because they will try to hoover you back in, like Lonnie's neighbor. She thought she was gone and suddenly she was back. That is a classic Hoover because apparently under
Yep.
lockdowns or whatever, she wasn't getting what she needed. So now she's going to go rob from Lonnie's piece.
Yep.
And peace is everything. So,
It is. That's really what this is about. That's the whole point. Get the cymbal clanging monkeys off the porch so you can hear, right? Your still small voice, because it's still a small voice and it's whispering and it's telling you to do this. And if you don't have that ability because you've got racket, basically pulling on your apron strings all the time, you're distracted. And when you're distracted, you can't take action in the way that you want and need to.
mhm,
It's so important that we clear the decks of
mhm.
dumbasses. It's just distractions.
And there's another writer downer. Not my monkeys, not my circus.
Right.
So much of it is just not our circus. Thank you, Bob Feathers. Judgment versus discernment. Know the difference. Russ Johns is joining us.
Hey,
Apathy
Russ.
is terrible. We got Josephine, Dr. Noopy. Dr. Noopy has been most prolific in here. I don't know if you've seen it, and it's okay if you haven't. I know you're focusing on the camera, Lonnie, but I just want you to know she got your back.
Thank you.
Let's see. Good judgment comes from bad judgment experience. Yes, it has. Looks like Russ Johns is throwing down. Who is strong enough to stand with you? Ah, Bob is giving us a writer downer. Yeah, hold that book up. I love the picture on that.
Do you know donkeys are super smart?
They really are.
One donkey can sheep herd of what three sheepdogs can do. 200 in a flock. One donkey.
Really?
Yeah, they're amazing. They're really really smart, and they laugh really funny. But when we hear dumbass, we think ass. So I wanted people to know that this topic, which is pretty hard to sometimes we see ourselves in these pages, and it's like, man, I've been a dumbass. It's okay. It's through awareness and acceptance comes change. So
Yeah. I mean, I think we were all dumbasses quite a lot in our youth, and then we start to mature, and the level of dumbass hopefully will diminish, but it's still there from time to time.
yeah. So
I
one
know
of the
I
ways
can't.
one of the ways that shows up, Erica, is for all the empathic, all the sympathetic, all the kind-hearted people, all the big-hearted people. We keep giving the wrong people a hall pass, and in essence, we become repeat offenders. We are allowing them over and over again to do what they do. And that's fine if they want to do it, but they need to go do it over there. You've got to excuse yourself or them. And that's one of the actions that you take in aware. E is exit, exit stage right. Or excuse them or yourself from the table. We've got to. It's just, it isn't selfish, it's essential.
No, I love that. That is the whole ghost, no contact, get out, stay out. It's even the Teflon is, to me, is like gray rocking because you do. You have to protect your peace. You have to protect your family. Um, And I'm a big believer in also, don't go where you're not welcome.
Yeah.
And when people are mistreating you, you're actually not welcome there.
Whether they realize it or not. Because what I found is, and I go back to the example of the person who can't even muster up a thanks for thinking of me.
Mhm.
If I say something, then what, we can predict what will happen, right? We'll get a forced, thank you. We'll get a forced thing, insincere at best response. Oh, I was going to do it. I was going to say something. I was gonna. Well, all the other emails you had a chance to, but you didn't. I don't want to sound like a baby, but what the hell? Like, come on, man.
I'm leaving this comment up here, Lonnee. I'm just gonna leave guys, I'm gonna leave it up here for the rest of the show. Peter, thank you so much for owning that. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but now that you have it in writing, I'm just gonna leave it up for the rest of the show. Y'all can stop commenting. Chat freeze. This is it, Hammer. It's gonna stay. Um,
I like Devin's comment. Go where you're celebrated, not just tolerated.
yes.
That is perfect, Devin. And, so many people can't do that for you for whatever their reason. Who cares? Next.
I had to find it. You're like way ahead of me. Hey, Nick Dorsey just got here in the house. Nick, it's
Hey,
so
Nick.
nice to see you.
Hey,
Lonnee,
Russ.
you
I'm
are
glad you
so
came.
loved. Check
Yeah.
out who all is here. I do have to ask. Dr. Noopy keeps throwing up. I saw it. FK Wittery. F Quittery. What is that?
FK would be.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to like say it. It's the whole read between the lines.
So speaking of that, I'm gonna write it in case there's young ears listening. But this is what we're often dealing with, right? So here's what I say. F it. Check out what we got now. It's what we got to do, man.
All right, guys, writer downer shift happens with the F. I am so digging that.
F
You guys,
it.
if you have a question for Lonnee, drop it in the comments. You know I am going to put it up there. Um, so while I'm waiting for other questions to
Oh,
to
fuck yeah.
come up and other insightful tidbits of everybody's collective wisdom and awakeness, what do you think? And maybe we've already touched it and I'm being a dumbass and I missed it, but what is the best shortcut to engineering celebrity?
Um, being known for who you are, and I hate to sound trite. Oh, remember who you are, and everything will be fine. That isn't
Mhm,
really the case. It's expressing it. It's how you express it,
mhm,
and the shortcut is really living your big yes,
mhm,
and that is as I mentioned, that's that thing that calls to you that can defy logic to other people, but it is for you. Doors will fling open for you. Magic happens. You become an attraction of your own because you're on track of your own. You're on your own track. If you get into this, I need to do what other people think I should do. There's nothing attractive about that. It's it's sheeple mentality. It's it's following the masses and the mindsets of them, and that's not being the unique person you were born to be. The shortest way to engineer your celebrity is to recognize that you have that value, that you have that calling, that you have that unique personality. Every one of us does.
mhm,
And to bring that forward in tools that make a difference. And the tools are the life you lead, of course. Or are you turning your light on? Are you dimming it with the people that you have around you? Some people call them dim asses. Mm-mm. um, then that's with a book, and also being on podcasts. Those are very simple ways, and they're free. You can publish a book for free. You can get on podcasts for free, but you just need to be able to, find a way to convey what you're born to say.
mhm. I was just noticing what Hakan was adding in that is one of the most versatile words in the English language, noun, verb, adjective. I would agree. I would also say sometimes it is the best adjective to use when all else fails. And people are going to be shocked at that, but yeah, I mean, sometimes there is no better word than that word. And folks can send me DMs if they're watching the replay, because I know nobody here is going to disagree with me. But in the replay, they might, and you can send me all the DMs you want, and I promise I won't swear back.
Why the fuck not?
Be you with friggin' bells on, sheeple mentality, unique. The life you lead, remove the dumbasses.
Dim.
The dim asses. Write her down or become an attraction of the unique personality you aspire to be. Yes, yes. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Remember, I said to you, and you said anyway. We were saying since we got back together, it's been like magic. There's been just all kinds of great things. Pop, pop, pop. It's been
Go
amazing,
together like
right?
lemon, lemon, lemon. Okay.
And I, that Olivia showed up because of you, and Olivia changed this, and then more, like so much has happened because of you, and it's true, and yet you turned it and you said it's also because of you. You're attracting
It
them.
is.
And Olivia recommended a book for me, Brag Better, because she's just like, well, you need to do that. I was like, oh, I don't want to brag. You're just like, but it's you. It's and that's what I want to encourage people to do, is really dare to be bold, dare to be your brightness, because as Erika pointed out, it attracts the things you're looking for based on who you are, right to you, like a magnet draws in some steel. It works. It works. That's why that "how can I have more fun today than I ever thought possible" is so valuable, because it helps to reset. I have to use it a couple times a day sometimes because it's just like, well, hang on, this sucks. All right, let me just say that question, because it'll go out and an answer will show and it'll be all right, because
Are,
that's where we want to stay.
are you seeing Peter L. Hammer showing the few decades he's been on this planet? That song was in Greece, right? Yeah, Greece won. There's so much love for you in the comments, and we're all kind of agreeing about magnetism and attracting, and just keeping your energy up when all else is flatlining. And yeah, the f-bombs, we're all in agreement about the f-bombs. Apparently the f-bombs are everyone's favorite. Just try not to aim them. It's okay to drop them. It's really not cool to aim them unless somebody really is truly a dumbass and you need them to go away. Oh, thank you. Brag Better is a book by Meredith
Thanks.
Feynman.
Yeah.
Hakan is saying in his book, I, in essence, said, I am God, as are you. That ought to be considered slightly bold. That is bold. I do believe that we are made in the image of God.
How could you not be? You can't be separate from the thing that created you.
Mhm.
That's the separation consciousness. That's the reason we have wars and battles, because people think they're separated, but we're not. We can't be. It's impossible. You can think it. You can act like it. Dumbass. I'm kidding.
I
I'm
know,
kidding.
right?
Don't
All
take it
right.
seriously.
Right. Hey,
No,
guys, let me know in the
no.
comments if there's more you want to know about uh, lasering in and being able to figure out who the dumbasses are, because Lonnie's book is phenomenal. And we are already at 9:45, and so I want to make sure we cover everything about that. And we'll be dropping links at the end of this, so stay tuned to the end. We're going to the top of the hour. I do have a question. With so many people, for all of you out there, with so many people vying for a spot in a guest seat,
Oh,
how do you get the attention
ooh,
of
I'm
a
excited.
podcast host?
I love this. I'm just a promo hoe from a long time ago, yo. I love helping people.
Ah! Okay, that's a writer downer. Everybody, that you can't not write that in the comments. Promo ho from a long time ago, yo.
You got that. You got
This is
good
the
ears. Hey. Yes. So, man, being able to, have that angle, so you have an edge. You've got to get their attention. Um, so, and I did by the way, I elaborate more on this, so we can kind of go through this quickly in the download, in the freebie. But so a podcast host, that's a lot of work. Producing a show is a lot of work. And that's their baby. In other words, it's their baby. You got to treat it like their baby and come along and go their baby and pat their baby on the head and say the things that you like about their baby. So
Coochie
that's subscribe,
coochie.
right? What?
I just went, "Gucci, Gucci. Look at that fat little
Look
cheek."
at that. It's true though. You wanna go do that on their show. Subscribe, rate, review, Gucci Goo, okay?
I'm telling you, there are people just coming in going, "Why are they fondling the cameras?" I'm like
You should have seen what we were doing before you got here. Oh, girl.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Gucci Goo, give a review. I love
Yes.
that.
So,
Okay.
yeah, that's how you get their attention first. And then what you wanna do is propose your brilliance. And don't just send them some stock, I belong on your show. You've gotta show them what you're gonna do for value to up level the value of their listening, not up level the value of their show, but bring value to their show and up level the audience's interest, whatever it is. It could be a cooking show, it could be how to cook garlic better, it could be a parenting show, it could be anything, right?
Mhm.
And what you really want to do is find a way to say, look, oh, episode 116 was, really interesting about parenting. I've got this angle though. And I want to bring this to it. They know that you've listened to their shows. They know that you've taken some time to pay attention to what matters to their audience. And now you're bringing it by outlining your own episode. So, as a podcast script writer, and everybody can do this. Some people need help seeing it in a new light, in a new angle. Heather didn't know how to swim at 32, and at 40, she was the U.S. ambassador to Australia for the women over 40 in triathlons.
What?
What? Right? I had to go after her for a year and a half. She didn't see herself at all. She couldn't see it, couldn't see it. I said, honey, you got quite a story. And she finally, we did some podcast guest training, and she wouldn't give me a testimonial. And when we got done, she was like holding her camera, going, "Do you need another one? Do you need another one? I'll do it. I'll do it." She came out of her shell. It was wonderful. But here's the thing I wanted to say, and that is that you might think like she did, well, what's your genre? Well, health and fitness, of course. I'm a triathlete. You know what else you could do? You could go on parenting shows.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not a parent. I said, yeah, but you were the fat kid in school, right? Yeah. And when you got home, your parents teased you, right? Yeah. I said, you need to go on parenting shows. That was her face too, Erika. Like, I never thought about that.
Mind blown.
Yeah, that's what you do. Double and triple your market reach by finding a different angle. That's really what that looks like.
Write that down, folks. Find your angles and not just, the whole, oh, here, let me show you down in there and and then write some thought leadership posts. No, not those angles.
Right. Yeah. So,
Whoa.
third party, insights from the outside make all the difference, and a third party sees more than the participants. So working with somebody who's got a marketing mindset, that's why I put it on my banner. I'm the marketing minded writer, because anybody can write down a story, but if you don't have the marketing in mind for where they're going to have to go and take this story, what's next for them? What's next? What's next? What's at the top up here? We're engineering celebrity from down here.
Mhm, mhm.
We've got to make sure that it's written into the book and into their mindset and into their training as they get on the air on different kind of podcasts. So
Bob Feathers, that is exactly what you did. He got 2 shows because he talked about one and then brought up his superpower, and I was like, "Let's do it. How could we not do it?" You just blew everybody's mind with that about the different angles and increasing verticals and markets and being marketing minded in general.
yeah,
You are a genius. You are freaking super genius. And Peter
thank
will be
you.
like, "What was that in reference to?" Wiley Coyote. Love my angles. Oh my goodness. Everyone. The glitter practitioner is Dr. Newbie. It is a good metaphor for healing. Yeah, that just because I never had children too. And
Right.
that's why my mouth fell open because I was like, now, does
Yeah.
Heather have a good relationship with her parents that she could do that? I mean, if they were making fun of her as a kid, I'm just kind of wondering how that plays in. Or do you just get to the point where you're like, I got to do me. This is my story, and this is a no contact thing anyway.
Yeah, it's a no contact thing.
Yeah.
In fact, I think my next book is gonna be on leaving. On
Yeah.
I give people permission, if you will, so do you, just walk away.
Mhm.
I divorced myself from my family. It just was, just toxic all the time. And she experienced that too. And so what she was able to do is go on those parenting shows and say, "Look, don't tease your kid. They're already getting it at school. Here's things that could work to maybe get them enrolled in activities that make them feel better about themselves. Leave them alone.
Mhm.
Help them out or shut up." She wouldn't say
Yeah.
anything like that, but come on. So yeah, being able to look at the different angles that you might have, um, it can really broaden your market reach and reach people that didn't see you coming, and that's actually a good thing.
Hakan is talking about exit strategies, and we may have to do that on another show. What say you, Miss Lonnee Rey?
First of all, if you read my book, you'll be able to see the people that shouldn't come in the door, shouldn't even have your address, let alone sit down on the sofa.
Mhm.
Okay, because it's really hard to extract them from your life.
Mhm.
But I had to write that email the other day to that girl, and I said, "The juice just isn't worth the squeeze. Your world's too weird for me. I'm
Mhm.
sorry." And I didn't say I'm sorry for once. I didn't say I'm sorry.
I
I
know.
know.
Well, so there's no reason to be
No,
sorry
there
at
wasn't.
all. Well, we are coming up at the top of the hour, folks. And I always drop gifts for you, and Lonnie's got one. So, not everyone is a great interviewer. You're going to deal like me. Like, I just mumbled right through that. Just, all right, let's try that again. Not everyone is a great interviewer. You'll deal with some pretty outlandish questions. So, it's
Oh
best to be
boy.
prepared. All right, guys, like
Oh
with
boy.
Lonnie's dumbass book. So, what to do and say when they come your way. Lonnie's got your back. She is going to prepare you now so you don't stumble, mumble, fumble, and fall. And Peter is going to drop that link right now in the comments. And if I can get my stuff together, I'm going to drop it right here. So it's her free download, Awkward Moments on the Air, engineering celebrity, getting on the air, handling awkward pauses, and being a great post show guest. She's going to throw down some post show stuff once we go back into the green room. We're
Yeah.
going to be talking about all of you and how fabulous you are.
Thank you, girl.
So click on that bit.ly link. Peter's going to drop it in the comments. Um, have it pulled up in another tab. Stop what you're doing. Don't type any comments. Pull it up in another tab. And then if you want, there's my gift to you as well. Click on that, pull that up in another tab. That is also a free download. It lets you know how it lays the foundation for
Yeah.
how I got in front of 50 solid decision makers every single month, like on camera, having Zoom calls with them to, land business. So, but the most important one is Lonnie's, and you do want to click on that. I am going to go back into the comments real quick, catch everybody up. As we are winding down, what would you like to end on, Lonnee Rey?
I really want to once again just encourage people to be their original the OG, okay? Be your OG, because that's what people are gonna love about you is your authenticity. It opens the dance floor for other people who've been wanting to boogie with you, and if you just show up, they'll be glad.
Everybody is saying you need to come back. There's a hashtag trending
Aw.
on the live stream.
Aw.
Much love to everyone. Thank
Aw.
you, thank you, thank you, all of you
Thank
who
you.
stayed right up until the very
Thank
end.
you, guys.
Um, Lonnie was saying this show is my baby. I actually look at this show as all of your babies,
Mhm.
and I don't ever take it lightly in how we comport ourselves on the show and featuring your comments. You guys, this show is your baby. And that's how I treat it with kid gloves on. JD Gershfine, you are the JD OG. You are the style master right there. Oh my gosh. I think when I grow up, I want to be JD just a little bit. Yep. Off to the car, Bob Feathers. You have a safe trip. Many prayers for safe travels as you drive on to that long distance place that you are going to. But yeah, hashtag bring back Lonnee Rey. All
Aw.
right, guys, we are outie. Thank you so much. Next week, I may be out of town, so there may not be a live stream, but I will let you know in the posts. You know, I always got your back on that. And with that, we are out. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye
Bye,
bye.
guys.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye.